Morning, everybody. Welcome to Malibu. This should be really interesting. This is an Acura Integra GSR, and this is Luis, and thank you so much for coming down,
Thank
sir. Tell me about your car, because there is more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, it's a 1998 Acura Integra GSR. I'm the second owner. I got it when I was about 15. I got it as a crash vehicle. Had been stolen 8 times. Got it.
Wait,
Yeah.
Eight times.
Yep. Yeah. Broken steering column, missing radio.
Oh god.
Seats were torn, holes in the door panels. You know, it had the front bumper had holes in the bumper. I completely stripped it out. Pulled the motor. Turns out the block was actually corroded because it sat with water in it.
Oh no.
So I had to get that re-sleeved. You know, full.
The motor's a full build.
Correct.
So what's in the motor?
It was built by Evasive Motorsports out in Santa Fe. They high compression motor, running 11.1 CP.
Really?
Forged Carrillo pistons. It's running Toyota cams, Toyota Spec A2 cams. It's pushing 220 to the wheels.
220 to the wheels, all motor?
All motor.
Wow, and what does this thing weigh?
That's on a conservative tune. It's weighing about 2,200 right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
and that's a full interior car as well, and with some very nice period correct fabric.
Yeah, I actually got this interior from Japan because, like I said, the one that I got was really torn. But it's the exact same interior. It was off at SIRG. It has a matching floor mats.
The fabric is dope. I really love the fabric. All right, well let's have a go. I'm interested to see what this thing does. There's some vibration. I get some serious motor mounts in there. And then what you said was interesting was you have an electric power steering pump, which you can turn on and off on a toggle switch.
Correct.
So I'm gonna start driving with it on, and then we'll turn it off and see the difference. Is that cool?
Sounds good.
All right, and we have no AC, so it's gonna be toasty in here, but that's cool. The clutch this is a real clutch too. For this car, this is a heavy clutch with what's up?
Xcity Stage 2 clutch.
Okay, it's got a pretty short throw to it as well. So it smooths out right around 4,000 RPM, huh? So where's the red line of this thing?
Red match it. No, red match it. Red line it. The rev limiter hits around 95.
I'm sorry, you say 95?
Yep.
9,500 RPM? Yep. Oh my god, okay.
I've topped it out at 145, and that's me being afraid.
Wow, okay. What about suspension and brakes? Anything there?
The suspension's full Coney yellows, ground control, coilover sleeves, SPC camber kit all around. I have it on NTO1s right now, on GSR blades.
So what do you like? Is this your daily driver, right?
Yeah, I drive this to school every day, but I take it out to the canyons out in Ortega on the weekends because I live out by Irvine.
And you're in school for mechanical engineering.
Correct.
Which is great. Hopefully you get to build some engines like this one day. So I'm not even in it right now. I'm at 5,000 RPM, and it already feels like it's just screaming. But
good for VTEC taking.
When does VTEC kick in? 7.
57.
Okay. Oh, 57. VTEC just kicked in, This thing revs like crazy. It feels so light. Steering's really direct. Steering's very light, but I've got the electric power steering on. So is that just a more modern power steering pump?
No, that's actually a pump off a Toyota MR2.
Oh, my phone is ringing. Shut up, phone. Uh-oh. Oh no! I don't. Did I do that? I don't know. I don't know if I did that. Oh man, I'm trying to get off. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Yes. 8,500. So it looks like I hit a limiter just below 9 grand. Still very, very high. Oh, I bet the cops love you in this. You found a motorcycle. Wow, okay, so you felt the power steering. I'm going to hit the switch and I'm going to kill the electric power steering. So the stall interrupted us there. What kind of a power steering deal is this?
It's actually off a Toyota MR2.
Really?
It's like a 95, I think, the turbo.
right, so without the pump on, it gets a little heavier. And yes, we're following a motorcycle, but we're also going downhill. It's really about uphill with this motor. Oh, okay, there it loads up. It's definitely a little heavier, but it's not, the car's so light, it's not really a big deal. So you just kind of switch it on for parking lots and around town and then switch it off. And I assume if you leave it on but shut the car off, it goes off as well. Like it doesn't.
No, it stays on.
So will it kill the battery?
If you leave it on, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually like that. You know, whenever I need to transport the car, I don't have to turn it on. I just turn on the switch and move it around.
Yeah. I'm gonna flip around because I don't want to follow a motorcycle guy, but it's getting a little toasty in here. There's a good U-turn right around this corner. But once you get it revved up, it smooths out. You don't get the engine vibrations anymore. But this car is nice and clean. It seems to run pretty good. Wow, it's like the throttle response is really, really kind of touchy. It's just like so. It wants 5 speed. 5 speed. Right?
5 speed. Yep. Has a lightweight flywheel as well.
It revs up super fast. Yep, here's where you want that power steering. Okay, here we go. Uphill time. Do you take this to the track ever?
I haven't actually.
Oh, I bet this would be great fun at a racetrack.
I'm just too addicted to the canyons.
I feel you. The scenery changes in the canyon. But when you have power that's like, it's up so high, it's got to be kind of hard sometimes to keep that in the power band. You really got to keep it up high. Oh, this car is great. And are these Integras are double wishbone, right? I feel like so. I think they are, at least in the front. Yeah. This one is the more attainable. I did a Type R, and Type Rs are awesome, but most people who want something like this don't have 20 or 30 grand to blow on it. So, wow. This is like a nasty little motor, isn't it? How many miles do you have on the engine?
On the engine now, it's probably around like 18,000.
18,000?
Yeah.
VTEC!
And the car actually has original miles when I got it at about 220.
So right now it looks like it's showing 127.
That's actually a UKDM.
Different cluster.
Type R cluster.
Right.
The GSR only goes up to 150.
Dude, this thing kind of whips, doesn't it? Good little car. The throttle response is so immediate. That flywheel, man, it revs up like crazy. What a great little car. I'm gonna put the power steering back on real quick. I think I like it better with power steering. I'm not sure, but it's like, because it doesn't really take away much feel. It just lightens it up just a little bit. Is this a standard shifter, or do you have a different shifter in it?
Factory.
Really?
Factory transmission. Everything's stock on the transmission.
This car came with a good shifter then, didn't it? Are you gonna let me buy, sir? There's no way this guy's letting me buy. No, that's the problem with an Acura Integra. Nobody is letting you buy with an Integra. Nobody. That's okay. We're gonna pause for a second because there's no way I'm gonna see VTEC following an Explorer. So I'm gonna pull over right here. We're gonna pause and we'll be back in a second. Getting off the line with this little trick. Do you have a limited slip differential in here?
No, I do not.
Okay. So that's got to be your next performance move is the LSD, right?
LSD, and then hopefully, if it all goes well, maybe turbo it.
Oh man, you know, on the one hand, I totally understand the temptation to turbo it. On the other hand, this is such a sweet little motor.
In regards to turbo, I won't just flat out turbo. It'll be VTEC turbo. It'll have both crossover.
Oh, that's a thing, huh?
Yeah, they actually have a cross too that you can do.
All right, there's some VTEC. you gotta rev the snot out of it. Man, these are such neat little cars. The problem is, you find one, it's been stolen 8 times. That's like, oh, hello, officer. And he's gone. Back to VTEC. You gotta be hyper aware of the police in a car like this. Yeah, I think I like the power steering. But that's just my taste. Wow, this thing. What a cool little motor. It's kind of a sleeper.
I have people get in my car and they generally think, oh, it's just a Honda. You know, the thing is, some people actually think it's a Civic sometimes. You know, I don't know. Some people get scared after it.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. To drive it, to really get the engine into its meat, you gotta be going pretty fast. And if you're not like a motorsport person and you don't really get what's going on. And I mean, assuming your temperature gauge is accurate, it's ice cold. I mean, not ice cold, but it's, you know, it's not running hot or anything like that.
No,
Flip around here.
I've actually never had any like overheating issues with it or anything.
That's impressive stuff.
Yeah.
And this is on a regular pump gas, right?
91.
Yeah, 91.
I
So-
believe it's the highest you can run on 11.1 compression.
So we're gonna go through the gears here. 8,500 RPM shifting. Wow, what a screamer! It's such a different thing. Like with the turbo motors, I need to hear myself for a minute. I'm gonna go with the turbo motors. You know, you get that low end shove, and with this, it's like nothing, nothing, nothing. But then once you get to about 3rd gear, and you realize, like, oh man, we're pulling really hard. See how it does from 3,000 and 5th. Oh, you know, it's still got some really good power there. Dude, what is your peak torque? It's like, it's got to be up high, 5,500 or something like that.
It's around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It starts pulling around 4.
Yeah.
And I think it tops out around like 6.
Look at this. Look how it handles this corner right here. Nice, loaded up. So cool. I really like this car. I'd love to take this to a track day. I bet it'd be great fun. And this is me just sitting here, 5,600 RPM. I don't know if I want to pass the cyclist. Well, maybe. I feel like that's a dick move wasted. What you don't want to ever do is make a pass and then just stop right after the pass. That's kind of a dick move. So the next plan for this car, maybe a turbo, definitely an LSD, right?
The turbo is not definite. It's one of those things that I've been playing with the idea for a while because I do love the all motor. I've driven turbo cars, and to be honest, you know, it feels so raw. The all motor.
I agree. It really matches the character of this car.
And it's so reliable. You know, I've had no major issues with the car over the last two years now.
Yeah, a well-built turbo engine compared to a well-built NA engine. The NA engine's just gonna see.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! It did it again. Huh? Your car's. I don't know what happens when I come to a stop. Well, it seems to be a small issue, and as long as you're moving. But this is a really neat car. It's really fun to drive, and I wish you the best of luck with it going forward. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, man.
Thank you.
These cars, you know, you can find them cheap. They're gonna have a story.
Yeah.
You're gonna either pay a ton of money for no story, or you're gonna find one cheap that's a story. But assuming you're not trying to be a collector and you want to just build a really fun car, this is a really, really neat project.
Yeah, when I started this one, it was actually intended strictly for the Canyon.
Yeah. Well, it works up here, and I'm gonna turn off your power steering pump so we don't kill the battery. And thanks for sharing it with me, and thank you guys for watching. Really, really neat build. Good job. Thanks, man.